Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo, October 23, 2022. There's some tendency to dwell on negative emotions or difficult topics early day. Obsessive behavior is something to watch for. There can be a lot going on under the surface of things, and you can be tempted to express yourself indirectly. It can be frustrating at best and destructive at worst, but also quite transient and manageable. An old hurt or resentment can be stirred or triggered. Rather than letting it rule your behavior, examine what's emerging now and aim to put it behind you. You can learn a lot from the messy feelings that arise. The day advances with more freedom. The moon heads into your sector of joy, and you're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You gain satisfaction and nourishment from the things you create, your hobbies, or your love life. Today is one of the murkiest ones in 2022. This is because your planetary ruler, our sweet goddess, Venus, is being smothered and asphyxiated by powerhouse Pluto. Threats, ultimatums, and power struggles could creep in like vampires or werewolves in the night. If you're in an unhealthy relationship, expect things to break down in very painful or dramatic ways. However, if you're on steady ground and have solid communication between you, this energy may coast on by to prey on someone else with wicked intentions. Do your best to unplug from the turmoil and lead with love and affection. What will make the most sense moving forward? Weigh the pros and cons of your usual work and life to ensure that you are successful in your long-term professional journey when Venus in Libra squares Pluto in Capricorn. The square indicates tension as it can instill a feeling of momentum. You might feel like you have to transform your habits, routine, or schedule to keep moving forward. Although you are not a sign who readily embraces change, you may find that the square's transformation is incredibly helpful to progress with your work. There has been so much interaction between planets across the income, work, and career fronts this week that even when they go their separate ways, this will have an impact on the rest of this financial and professional year. The one planet who has her finger across all pies is Venus, who in her final days in your work sector is on a mission to fuel your job confidence, attract opportunities, and steer things in a lucrative direction. Try to see two sides of every issue today. The cosmic energy may lead you to the mirror, or you may be tempted to be scrutinizing and unforgiving. Be gentle with yourself. Remember that it is what you tell yourself, and not what others say, that most affects how you feel. And you feel good if you accept yourself as you are and do your bit to stay healthy. You may use this energy to recognize and appreciate what works in your life. If your legs work, use them. The hours coming up will be decisive, notably in your work life where you should benefit from an opportunity for your career. Before getting your professional activity up and rolling, you will have to be a better listener and be more open. So, make some concessions and get rid of the little habits and preconceived ideas that you take with you systematically along your path. With a little more innovative spirit and imagination, you should be successful more easily. Just as you are moving into not just the Sun and Venus final days in your work sector but Saturn's final 2 days in retrograde motion in your career sector, the Moon returns to a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart. While there will be no direct competition between them, this can guard against developing tunnel vision while giving you a creative edge. A balance between work and play can even be the key to retaining your productivity. Just 2 days before the Sun and Venus return to your relationship sector to begin the first planetary activity on the relationship front for the year, the Moon returns for its first visit to your romantic sector since Mercury left last week. While this is a chance to check in on matters of the heart, these romantically charged lunar vibes are also the perfect prelude to the relationship developments ahead. Our eyes in the sky. There is plenty to process on an emotional level now. Make sure you're honoring your time and giving yourself plenty of space to stretch out. This can mean that people are not honoring their boundaries and overlapping with your aura field throughout the day. Although the lunar vibes make it easier to let things bounce off you, there is a darker element to this as well. This can be especially true with certain family members, such as siblings, or even neighbors, because yesterday's aspects could be stirring up arguments left and right. You must honor yourself and let toxic connections take care of themselves. For those who are in family disputes, this is a good time to armor up psychologically and be very honest with yourself about your personal space and needs. Yesterday's Pluto energy hasn't cleared from the skies, and it adds a dramatic undertone to unconscious behaviors. Let someone show you who they are even if it hurts to see it. Be careful of what you say. Your own words may be contradictory. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by saying things that go against your own personal desires and inner beliefs. Make sure that what comes out of your mouth, keyboard, or touch screen is coming from your heart. You're likely to be in a much chattier frame of mind with activity in your house of personal expression and appearance. You may be thinking about changing the way you present yourself to the world. Assuming a professional demeanor means that you can get a new job, if you like, or move up at your current employer. Money and a key to the executive lavatory come with the new office. This is a spiritual lesson, and it can even mean you're feeling a telepathic connection to someone at this time. That doesn't mean they aren't violating your need for space, and this can go both ways, so be very mindful of this, because your mind is going through a process of merging right now. In the pre-dawn hours, the Leo moon sextiles Venus in Libra, stimulating a sense of well-being. We can be ourselves without pretense, charming friends and admirers with our outgoing attitude. Since many of us will be asleep at this hour, this transit may manifest in the form of happy dreams where we are reunited with loved ones. Guides take the form of family or relatives who affirm that we attract the proper relationships when we are brave enough to express ourselves authentically. Following this, the moon sextiles the Libra sun, perpetuating the good vibes born of the moon-Venus sextile. If we are asleep, pleasant dreams continue. If we are awake, we connect with others based on mutual interests or shared ideals. Our emotional and egoic desires are in sync. This influence is unlikely to manifest dramatic events. In fact, we might not realize how smoothly the day is going until this aspect has passed. This is ideal. It suggests we are living in the moment and sucking the marrow out of life. The moon begins its void of course following this aspect's perfection, proposing that we avoid starting new projects.